mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it up near the 30. Right at the 34 here. The Bills send the punter out. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at the 20. Working out of the gun, Winston. And his first pass is incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Throwing again, Winston on 2nd and 10. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, Winston. And now another one thrown incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And they'll run it here. Some fancy footwork, but not much room to operate. Just up past the 25 and no further. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now Wilson on 2nd down. And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, it's Wilson. A bullet throw, but incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here we go, even.
On second down, it's Jones. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. They go play action here on first down. A dump underneath to Jones. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races. Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just stuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. And he gets it down to the 32. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second in just about a few inches here. They'll pitch it out to Jones. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. And he's going to get this inside the 30. His first catch there. Good for 10 yards and a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's a carry now for Keith Marshall. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, Those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Easy. Follow.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They face a 2nd and 7 to start things out.
Even.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. Throw right side, taken in by Godwin. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Easy. Hey,
Winston now. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And the Bucs take a 3-0 lead. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
Fielded about a yard deep. He spins free. Another spin. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And the Bills getting set to go. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Here's Wilson to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Really nice pick there for the reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week. And a good story on that. He said he didn't even know he won the award. His buddy had to call him. He saw him on television and said, hey, congratulations. How about that?
And I'll bet you his buddy said, well, since you didn't know, I'll just go ahead and claim the award, right? And everything that goes along with it. But the reason he won the award the previous week and what we just saw there, instincts. Understanding where the play is going and being able to make a play on the football.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
Follow.
To throw is Winston. Incomplete.
certainly looked like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
The Bucs on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Drops it to Jones in the flat, and he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Throwing, Winston. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Alert, alert. 3 down. Even.
They go back to the ground with Jones. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And this is going to be no good. He misses it off to the left, and this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it, and this one winds up no good.
Detroit!
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. To throw is Wilson. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
They go play action with Wilson. He's going to look deep down the field. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves?
The Bucs want Jones to take this running back job and run with it, literally and figuratively, as he's back there on 1st down. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Tampa after this timeout. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Jameis now on first down. Shows his strength at the 50. High throw, but he makes the catch. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Winston now to throw on first down. Caught by Jones. And he's got this down to the 35. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Winston. And Winston lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. He's at the 50, 30, 20, 10. And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong,
he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
Tried to pitch it, and the ball's loose. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. He's at the 30, the 20. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Here's Chandler Catanzaro for the extra point. Extra point good by Catanzaro, and the lead is now 10-7. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Final 17 seconds of the half here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Over the middle, complete. That's Hawkins. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
All right, here we go. Green.
From the shotgun, Wilson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. The Bills on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
Play action. It's Wilson. And he's able to find Hawkins. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. So we've hit halftime here in Tampa with a Bucs out in front. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Now it's Wilson. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that.
Let's go. Easy, easy, easy.
2nd down, Winston. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Bird. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. Over the middle, he finds Godwin complete. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Winston to Godwin on the connection there for a Tampa Bay first. A first down throw for Winston. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it in the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Detroit! Hurry up, here we go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
This time, Wilson will throw. It's caught. Stills, right side. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Detroit! Detroit!
On third down, Wilson trying to lay one up deep. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up fourth down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
He gets this one away, and, boy, it's another boomer. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. Now Jameis on 2nd down. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. The Bucs on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Working out of the gun, Winston. Over the middle, complete. It's McBride. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. They convert on third with a gain of 22. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll throw again. Winston. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
A good pickup there at 22.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now a first down carry by Jones. And a short gain down to about the 33. Tackle made that time by Dalvin Tomlinson.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Again, it's Jones. And not much running room. Down to the 32. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. On is Chandler Catanzaro now for the Buccaneer field goal. From the left hash, this from 46. And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
And now out come the Bills. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out more of that.
And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. And the tackle there by Quan Alexander.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. The Bills send the punter out. He's been terrific so far. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. The Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, and look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
After the interception, here's Wilson. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now they try the right side here. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. Play action. Now Wilson. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On 1st and 10, Winston. A dump underneath to Jones. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
A give to Jones. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
They'll go again to Jones. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
Well, they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively, you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
Now Jones. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Second and goal from inside the 5. They'll give it to him up the middle. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. Now the Bills will take another timeout. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Here's Jones. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead. Able to punch it in on third down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a fourth down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up, never even got to it.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. They go play action here on first down. He's going to air one out. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to him.
They go play action now. Wilson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
The Bills on third down. Just one conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 10.
Hurry up, here we go.
Here's Wilson to throw. And Stills bringing it in. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. Look at the spin. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Now a play fake here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah. He needs better protection, that's for sure. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Now let's go. Blue line it. Blue line it.
They go play action with Wilson. Out left, he's got it to Everett. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Detroit!
To throw on third down. Wilson dancing to his left. He may try and run for this. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th. Clock running, about to hit 90 seconds to go in the game.
And they had an extra defensive back on the field on that play, and the coverage was excellent. He tried to pull it down and run for it, but they rallied to him and kept him short of a first down.
Gone! All right, now, lucky 56.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep, and he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. The give is to Jones. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Michael Brocker's in on the stop. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for Tampa Bay, it took a while, but they finally get that first win after 4 straight losses. And they'll have another home date next week as the Miami Dolphins come to town. Meanwhile, for Buffalo.